everyone, it's Suzanne here. Today I'm going to take you through how I create my mini albums with the manila folders that I get from Woolworths here in Australia. So they look like this. It's a pack of 10 buff manila folders, and these particular folders measure 32 centimetres, and I cut them in half so that my album is 16 centimetres high. So these folders have the short side on top and then the longer side on the bottom. Another thing that you need to check when you get these is that they're folded nicely. So I've had quite a few that have been not really folded straight. So if you have them like that, it's really easy to just get them, give them a good fold back on the spine to make sure it's folded nicely, and then cut it in half so that you have they're 16 centimetres. So I do that to 3 folders, and then you get what looks like this, and you need 6 of these. And with the short side on top, all you need to do is fold it back so it meets the spine. I'll just try and zoom that in a little bit. So again, take that short side from the top, fold it back on the spine, give it a good crease with your bone folder. Now the next thing that I do is I've got this scorer from my Martha Stewart scoreboard, which has quite a nice has a sharper edge on it than this one, and I use it to go down that fold where I just was, and I mark it quite heavily, and then you're able to fold it back. So now you have these two nice and even, and your paper will now look like that in a W or an M, whichever you like. Actually, like that. So your short one is on top, your long one is at the back here. Okay, so fold your, so when it's out flat, you fold the short one back to meet the spine, score the bottom one on the same line, fold it back, and it's going to, the longer part's going to be out here, and you want 6 of those. The next thing I do is I cut about 8 of these. I think I discovered that I need, I'm not sure, but we'll get to that. I make them 1.5 inches wide by the 16 centimetres, and these are going to form part of the spine of your book, and we will get to that very, very soon. So this one has got the alternating top loading pocket and then side, top, side, and I'm going to show you how we can achieve that now. All right, so you need some glue. I don't use tape because I've heard lots of people say that over time that a lot of those tapes end up letting go, and that's not something you want to happen in your album. So with one top one, also need a corner rounder So I'd use this on all of the corners just to make them uniform. So give them all, and these middle ones as well. We won't worry about that one just yet because it's going to be cut off, but do it to the next one as well. Also, if you are going to make your album look a little vintage, like I did, mine's a bit shabby vintage, I use my distress ink, the vintage photo, just to touch the edges of my folders. Just, I think it really does add something when you do that. So I do it to all the edges and the spine inside. Okay, so let's just start with these two, short side on top. So the first thing you're going to do is open it like that so that your center of the folder is in the middle, and this is going to form your first top loading pocket. We're going to add this because I found that when I had made some albums previously, that they splay open a long way, and I'm not a big fan of that. And to stop that, I added these parts into my top loading pockets, and I'll just see if I can show you that on this album. So if you, oh gosh, that's bad lighting. If you look down in there, you can see I've added like an insert in there to try and stop that problem. That's what these parts are for, and I just trim it to the right size, and then I take a little part off each end, and then that's going to be stuck in here. So glue on one side, so here's your short side here. You're going to fold that out. This is going in here on this spine, just along the edge. It makes a huge difference to your end, to the end result of your album. So it won't splay out so much, and your cover, your spine, will be nice and strong and thick. So now you also want to put glue on here. And don't forget the bottom. Of course, make sure you've got the bottom and not the top. And that's going to form your first pocket. So that's going to be your front cover. That's your first top loading pocket. You see that? And there you can see where we've glued that hinge, and that's the bottom. That's going to be the front of your side loading pocket. Okay, so let's get on to that. So again with your short side on top, we're going to glue this on. Now, because this is a side loading pocket, we're not going to add one of these. We're just gluing this time. So for this one, very easy. Gluing, glue, glue. This is staying open because it's going to form our pocket. So we just want glue on the bottom, on the back, and on the top. All right, and now we're going to line these two up and glue them together. So it's important, and this is another reason I use wet glue. It gives you time to get it in the right spot because you don't want it to be crooked and out of place. So just like that, and when it's dried a little bit, you'll be able to cut this off, and that will be your side pocket. So I'm going to cut it off now. I'm not going to worry about that corner. I'll do that with my corner rounder. Do that corner so that they match, and there you have your first side pocket. You have to let it dry, obviously. So this is what we've got so far. Your front page, your first top loading pocket, then a side loading pocket, and now this one is going to be your next top loading pocket. So again, we're going to put in this hinge at the back. So open it out, make sure it's the right length. I've cut them a bit long apparently. It's fine. Cut the small wedge out. And put glue on one side just to start us off. Make sure you've got it in the right place and hold it for a little bit. And now make sure you've got the, so this is the top. So we want glue down here. And along our hinge. And fold it in place. Okay. All right. So first page, top loading pocket, wipe off the little bits of glue, side loading pocket, top loading pocket. Now you don't have to worry too much about what your spine looks like at this time. I like to make sure these are all straight. This is the important part here, because this is going to get covered over like that. You're not going to see it. So if this is a bit, you know, up and down, don't worry about it. it's these ones that's going to be the front of your album that you want to make sure is all beautifully lined up. So again, we've got a top, a side, and a top. And our next one, we can take off the corners again. This is your doubled over one. You want them to be the same. So you do that one together. And don't worry about the back at this stage. Okay, and you just do that same thing over and over. Now, this is going to be a side pocket, so we don't need to worry about adding the hinge. All we're doing is popping some glue along on the back. And the top, because we're side loading, and we're going to make sure it lines up. Okay, check it out on the back. Make sure it's all straight. That's not straight. There we go. Okay, so now that's probably dry enough for me to trim this off again, because this is your side loading pocket. Go in and do the corner. And there we go. So top, side, this is going to be your next top. So again, we need another hinge. So it's very, very simple. It's just doing the same thing over and over. The main thing is to make sure that you've got the top and the bottom sorted out so that you don't accidentally glue a wrong part. I have done that. And if you do that, don't worry about it. It'll just be a nice solid page. You don't have to have all of the pockets if you don't want them. So this is our top, so we want to make sure that we glue this part. So on our hinge, and the bottom, and fold it over. All right, so that's half of it put together. So it takes no time at all, and once you've done this a few times, you'll become an absolute expert at it, and you'll be able to do it really, really quickly. So we've got a top, side, top, side, top, and we'll put the next one on after we've taken off. It's not cutting it very well. Okay, so here is our next top loader. So adding another hinge. No, sorry, now I'm confused. We've just done a top loader, So this is our side. So we just need glue, glue and glue. These are the lovely simple ones. Mind you, adding the hinges, not difficult either. So just see that this one's a bit out with the fold. Straight. Cut that off. Do your corner. There's your next side load. I don't want to really need to, because I'm rushing a bit, it's I'm not giving it time to dry properly, but I will. I forgot to do these, but that's okay. We can do it now. It would have been good if I had it in the right place. Okay, so we're back to a top loader, so we need a hinge. Take off a wedge. And add some glue. Okay, so that's our top. So we want glue down here. And on the hinge. So it's coming along really quickly. Top, side, top, side, top, side, and top loaded pockets. Okay, so I do have a couple more left to put on, but I think that we've done enough just for you to have a great idea of how to put it together. So I will come back and show you how I add another layer to the cover to give strength, and then we can get on with the decorating and strengthening the spine. So thank you for watching today. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope it was easy to understand, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.